All right, 2020.24.6.9, first time on this software version. Let's get going. This ought to be an interesting drive. I already checked the map and there's gonna be traffic. I know that there's an accident that's clearing, but this is the first time we've had traffic on the DC Beltway in quite a while. And that's kind of one of the challenges of doing this route is the traffic. Because of COVID-19, hardly anybody's been on the road. But let's see how we do today. Whoa, entering way too fast in that corner. It seemed to handle it all right though. Faster than I would have gone, that's for sure. And this version of software is very sensitive with the wheel. I've got my little special AutoPilot buddy, but it's asking for a lot of confirmation that somebody's there. That's for sure, more than previous software versions. All right, that's signaling again. We're moving over. Well, this is a high-speed corner and turn. Maybe see if we get over to the express lanes this first time around. I don't think so. It never has before. Yeah, so I wouldn't expect it now. It's signaling. Oh, it canceled. All right, it bumped the speed up. It was set at 57. It bumped it up itself to 62. It's signaling left. Not going. It canceled again. I don't know what it's thinking. You know, I've got the new computer. I've got the hardware 3.0 suite all together now. We've got the full self-driving computer and also MCU2. I used to have MCU1. That's what came with my car. I had to pay for the upgrade. Infotainment upgrade is what they call it, but it's a way better central computer here. The AutoPilot computer's over there on the glove box. All right, now generally what happens, if you guys have watched before, is that my car will try to merge over here on the next entry to the express lanes, but it won't do it because usually by the time it makes up its mind to do that, this dotted line over here on the left turns solid, so it doesn't do it. And there's these crash attenuators are always going out over here. People are always hitting them. Hopefully it will not be me. Usually we'll get into the second exit. See how it goes solid up here? It probably will try to if it's done it in the past, but it'll do it too late. Let's see. Yeah, too late. See, it's solid. And there's a new crash attenuator there for us. Whoa, we got close to that. All right, now let's see if it goes over this next time like it usually does. And drop the speed down to 60 miles an hour in this area. That's what it's set at now. Bumped it up to 62. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I've never seen it so quickly change speeds like that. Maybe it's doing it based on what it sees down the road. I don't know. This could be another part of this new software update. Little things like this. Oh, this crash attenuator is messed up. Someone's hit it. All right, we made that pretty smooth. See, someone hit that one. We've got a car on our left, a van. This is a difficult acceleration lane. There's not much of an acceleration lane here. It just disappears all of a sudden. We're signaling, which is nice, because in the past it has never signaled for that. It's just done it. So it knows a lot more, or at least it's programmed to use a lot more information that it's probably always had, which is good. And you guys, I have plenty of groups. Look down in the description below. All kinds of links to different Tesla groups, one for each model. We got a Cybertruck group in there. We got TSLA stock discussion. We even have the Neo stock discussion. That thing's been going crazy recently, up and down. It skyrocketed up, and now Neo's almost been cut in half. It seems like, I don't know, since its recent high. Anyway, I'm a Neo stock owner and a TSLA stock owner. If you see my videos in the past, you know that. I've got videos on that. You can search up the channel, A Digital Nomad, and type in TSLA stock or Neo stock. You'll see when I bought, how much I paid, all that good stuff. So even though it's gone down, I've still done well. Definitely done well, which is good. And of course, we have plenty of videos here where you can see the history of this specific course that we do around the DC Beltway. Just go and type in the title with A Digital Nomad, all one word. Add that, and then take away the software version and the episode number, and you'll see all the different episodes of this one. You can see here on the map, we're going to hit the traffic right down in this area, off the 270 spur to the 495 Beltway. If you guys are familiar, That's where the traffic's going to set in. And we've got, Autopilot's got us set at 60 miles an hour right now. And it's weird it's going up and down on its own, which is great. I'm just not expecting that. Maybe it's a new feature. And always, Tesla, even if they don't announce new features in the software updates, and every time I get a software update, I do a video and I roll through and talk about, how it was to install this update, and also go through the update notes. But a lot of times, like on this software version, there are notes, but they're just copies of the previous version, and it doesn't list anything other than it says at the end, a little disclaimer, minor fixes and bug fixes and changes. It's usually related to the Autopilot system, Autopark, Autopilot. Sometimes the charging profile, those types of things. They don't ever really tell you about those updates when they're relatively minor anyway. They only really announce major updates. Alright, so we're set at 60 miles an hour. I might bump us up. There we go. Let's do a little 63. You notice that if you've ever been in an S and X versus 3 and Y, the steering wheel is a regular size in S and X, and it's much smaller in 3 and Y. And you know why that is? Because there's no center display. There's no driver front display that has to open up in the wheel so that you can see it. That's why you can make a much smaller steering wheel, so that gives it a little bit different sporty feel that is not in the S and X. And it is more; those are more nimble cars as well, but they're not as big, and they don't have air suspension available from the factory. All right, I don't see anybody yet. The traffic is kind of going away. That's what I checked the internet when I saw that on the map. They said it was an accident that was cleared up on the outer loop of the Beltway right before we get to the American Legion Bridge. It'll give a little signal here. Yep, a little signal, so we know that we are going to the right. I'm not sure of the choice of lanes here. There is somebody behind me. It dropped the speed down to 60. I don't know why. Okay, they're changing lanes out of pass lane. There is somebody over there. They're way over there. Okay, yeah, they're 2 lanes over. It's okay. They're in the milled pavement. You can hear those tires on that BMW SUV. I don't like milled pavement. People tend to kick up rocks. They just get caught up in little rocks, little pieces of asphalt. Get caught up in your tires and go flying. Up, here we go. We're slowing down dramatically. All right. Whoa, we got signal, lane change signal. All right, we're signaling. Autopilot doesn't like that. I don't know how far they can see down the road. Autopilot's letting this car go in front of me. Whoa! That's a little bit of a heavy brake pedal there. And we're going to be stuck in stop and go traffic unless Autopilot can get us over one more lane fast. But that one looks like it's probably slowing too. But again, things are picking up. But we're going to be in some traffic, so let's see how it handles DC traffic. Back in it. Yeah, because if you look at some of my previous videos from way back when, there's all kinds of traffic videos. What is this man doing? He's over trying to pass somebody on the shoulder, it looks like. It's DC for you. Little impatient drivers. That's just normal, right? Coming to a stop, nice and smooth to a stop there. Just about as smooth as anybody could do it. We are under the overpass, the bridge. Yeah, it looks like we're in the worst of it right now. It's just like a ripple. And it looks like it gets better down past River Road where the actual accident was. That's already cleared. We're just still stuck in the traffic ripple, which is good. I like to see how Autopilot behaves in this. So far, these things usually pop up as a surprise, and it was a surprise, and I think it handled it well. Let me know in the comments how you think. I remember doing a video here and showing this merge lane. There's a merge lane on the right that comes in, and then actually we lose the lane on the right, so it's actually 2 merges. And the original software I got, or early versions of it, with the AP2 that I used to have, that came with the car, which was, you know, cutting edge at that point, it never gave way. It never yielded to anybody. If someone was in that acceleration lane and they were trying to get in, it would never stop. It would plow right into them. And there was a number of accidents that were actually caused because of that, because it was aggressive. And I could tell that, and I made many videos where I showed that I had to slam on the brake, basically to avoid hitting a vehicle that was merging in, especially in stop and go traffic like this. It would not let them in, and it was just going to hit them if I didn't really mash that brake pedal. But if you didn't have AutoPilot 2 in the early days, like I did 3.5 years ago, you don't know what I'm talking about, and it's probably better. You have to be so attentive back then. You still have to be attentive, but not as attentive. It's a much better system these days. And of course, I got the same car I've had for 3.5 years and 133,000 miles, I believe. Something like that. So that's, since we got time, let's take a look. 131,982. We're going right into the sun here. Actually, I might put my hat on. I'll move the camera a little bit while I'm doing that. It's because I'm getting full sun on me. And you can, because of the full ginormous windshield on the Model X, you can get a sunburn, no problem. Look, there's the sun right there. See, right into the windshield. It doesn't stop. But I have that line there is my tint line. I tinted the top. I would highly recommend that. I've still received a sunburn, even with having it tinted like that. Believe it or not. So, you gotta wear a hat like you're in a convertible. At least if you have sensitive skin anyway. If you're sensitive to sunburn, I definitely am. It's doing a really good job of slowing up. Sorry, other way around. Slowing down, speeding up, kind of feathering the pedals. Using some finesse. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good. It is so much better than it used to be. It was nice just to have something where I didn't have to constantly be working the pedals in the beginning, but it was not this smooth. This is almost like a buttery smooth almost. They've definitely done some work on the code. The processors are faster. I mean, I don't know, it could have been the upgrade that I did with the computers to MCU2. All of this stuff makes it more smooth and less ones and zeros, digital, choppy type stuff. Like where you have a processor that barely keeps up. And I'm really wondering if MCU1 can be used with all the full self-driving features. They're almost all complete now, but Elon even promises that it will be level 5. I don't see how it's going to be doing level 5 with the MCU1, but those will all burn out anyway. You guys probably know that. I got lots of videos on that. Check out the channel about the Tesla computer, the memory chip on it. The MCU1, which was built in all Teslas up till about 2000, I think it was summer 2017, summer 2018, something like that. It was before I bought mine. It was after I bought mine. Mine was ordered placed as late December 2016, March delivery 2017. So I got MCU1, and that had been used all the way since 2012. The old computer, same order, and had a very limited lifespan on the rewrites on the memory, the flash memory that was on there. And that would be the Achilles heel. It would go out and you'd have to replace everything, I think the screen, everything. But this one must not be attached to the screen because they forgot to replace my screen. I still have the yellowing screen over here. They forgot to replace it when they did my MCU upgrade, and they owe me a screen now. So I will get that. And I wonder if it's a non-yellowing screen. I wonder. We'll see over time. I also think that the yellowing and non-yellowing stuff is a result of just getting so hot. You know how it gets real hot in the car, in the cabin? You know, sometimes you can get to 130, 140 degrees, no problem. And that'll destroy all kinds of stuff. And I think that's what ends up happening. So just don't park in the sun. Use your remote on your app to keep the temperature cool. Even the cabin overheat, don't trust it, because the cabin overheat, at least the way the software is right now, it only lasts for 12 hours after you park. After that, it will allow it to get to, I guess, any temperature it wants. So you've got to keep an eye. I definitely keep an eye when I park outside, especially now that there's lots of superchargers. In the past, I couldn't really run the AC that much if I wasn't in the car, because there just weren't that many places to charge way back when, you know, three and a half years ago when I got it. But now there's superchargers everywhere. It's awesome. Don't have to worry about this at all. The biggest concern I have is making sure I drain that battery down before I get to the supercharger, because there's so many chargers now, you may never lower that battery, and you do want to cycle through it. You want to have as few charging cycles as possible. I got some videos on that about what's best for your battery, but in general, you know, you want to go up to 80% and then down to 20% and charge only at those times. That'll be best, because you only have like 3,000 to 4,000 cycles before the battery pack goes bad. Any batteries with today's chemistries only have about that long. So you don't want to plug your, if you're the kind of person that goes back to your house and plugs your car in every night, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. Batteries don't like to be kept, you know, they like to be exercised. They like to be used just like anything else. And it will affect the lifespan if you're charging it every day and you don't need to. One of the things that the newer software updates have done for us, I've noticed on this Beltway course, is that when we get across the American Legion Bridge into Virginia, and we have to get back over to the local lanes to make that first, actually the second exit. The only way to get it is to get on local lanes. If you don't get on local lanes right away, you miss it. It didn't used to do that until the last couple of videos we've done. And when the software updates, the newer software updates happen, it's knowing that it has to signal and get onto the local lanes. It didn't even know enough to do that. It didn't even try in the past. So it's learning. You know, the programmers, the code writers are writing in more code. It's definitely figuring this stuff out, and we're seeing it over time. That's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I've got them all numbered. Software version numbers in there for you as well. You've got several years of history now on most of these courses that I'm doing, and I'm trying to pick difficult, challenging courses, not just driving straight down the road on my way to work or whatever. This is obviously not your simple, straightforward spot right here. DC Beltway traffic, Friday afternoon, 4:07 p.m. And it gets worse than this, because this is still, a lot of people are still working from home because of COVID-19. There's like a little fender bender there. Yeah, they must have, someone tapped on the brakes and someone wasn't paying attention. Accidents lead to more accidents. And that white car's trying to turn in. My car, I don't know if there's any logic in the system where I can tell that someone's signaling. I have no idea, but it doesn't seem to be doing much with that person. That person still hasn't been able to turn in. A broken down car. Now if that was a Tesla, there'd be nothing wrong with it, but people would stop and ask what's wrong. Something, engine trouble. If there was something wrong with the front motor, apparently you can still drive a Tesla even if one of the motors is out, front or rear. I'm sure it won't drive the same, but supposedly you can still drive it. We're going to have to get over 2 lanes at some point, but it's still not for another probably 2 miles that we really need to do that. Another broken down vehicle. They're just left and right. They're all over the place. This is not helping traffic, I'm sure. these accident scenes tend to be like a magnet for broken down vehicles, because anybody can drive at a constant speed on the highway. It's easiest driving in the world. Then you start to stop and go and something goes wrong. Alright, upcoming lane change. You see that? A little blue rectangle there? It's telling me it's going to make a right turn soon, which I knew, and it's going to be early. This is going to be earlier than it's ever done it before. We should be getting out of this heaviest stuff pretty soon. You can see on the map that it's a lighter color red in front of us instead of the really dark red, and then it turns to an orange. So it's lightening up. This might have been the worst and last stop. We'll see. Another car. Civic. I used to have one of those, but I had an older one. I had a 92, and I drove that thing for 20 years. Same original owner, drove for 20 years. Still have the car, actually. If anybody wants to restore a classic or turn it to electric, I've got it. It just needs a new engine, gas engine. As far as I know, it threw a rod, but at 20 years and almost 400,000 miles, it was time for a new car. I didn't even bother to do anything other than a guy at the Honda dealer looked at it and tried to crank it and said he thought it had thrown a rod. So that was it, and just it got it towed, and it's being kept indoors somewhere in a secret location. Yeah, we usually start that first right turn just about here, so I guess it was giving us a signal, because usually you're going 60 miles an hour on this road. It's still there saying it's going to make that turn, and let's see how it does in this heavy traffic. This is about the spot where we make that turn. How do you guys think we're doing here? Let me know in the comments. I know that a few years ago when I was showing these videos of me in traffic, it was like an anomaly, or just what do you call it? There's another word for that. Novelty. It was like a novelty item, right? Not anymore. I think a lot of people have seen these, but still, the value of these videos is that you get to see the progress over time. Same car, same courses, just updates in the hardware and software to the vehicle makes all the difference in the world. And of course, more Teslas on the road, so you have that neural network. Up there we go. That's a good spot. If cars let me in, we're gonna go. Are we gonna go? Okay, AutoPilot. All right, I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna have to take over because that car's letting me in, but AutoPilot didn't want to do it, so I had to take over. What do you guys think of that? Obviously, we're not ready for prime time if we can't handle something like that. That seemed pretty straightforward to me, and I'm glad that person let me in. I don't know why the car didn't go, because we've had issues before where we've had some really congested high-speed lane changes. Much higher than that. I'm only going, what, 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour? I think we were going less than that at the time. Yeah, I really think it should have made that turn. I don't know why it didn't make it. Wasn't able to complete it. This is up into the area where the accident took place, right over this bridge, I think. That's where when I was looking online anyway, it seemed like it happened right across this bridge. Another broken down vehicle over there. Yeah, pickup truck. Older Ford F-Series, I think. Now the lines have gone away here. See how well it handles this. It's just following the car in front of us, I guess. Must have enough data from all the Teslas driving on this road. We don't know exactly how the neural network's going. I mean, there's different systems. I'm gonna have a video actually coming up soon. Very soon with Hassan Walla of Telenav. We're doing a follow-up on level 5 full self-driving and his thoughts, and it should be an interesting video because a lot of people, like I think some of the companies they're working with, are using high definition maps in the car for basically limited access highways, and they'll be able to use those. I guess that's the goal from these high definition maps that they have to keep getting new data on. So it's not going to be done in real time. Tesla's is all vision, and it's all done in real time as if a human was doing it. But there are some people like Hassan that are very skeptical of anything happening in his lifetime. So we're going to find out more details about that soon. So be on the lookout for that video. There's an acceleration lane, and there's one more lane of regular flowing traffic, and we eventually have to get into that one. Up here is usually where the system will try to make that turn happen. And we're going into the sunlight. You can see the sun is right up there. This is a much longer video. See how sensitive it is? Apply slight turning force. These last couple of updates, have been very sensitive because I've got my special little, the new one's called a phone holder. This is the old one called AutoPilot Buddy. Okay, this is a good time to do the change. Let's see if it's asking me to confirm with a little light force on the wheel, which I did. That was pretty smooth. But it's, like I said, it asked me to confirm that one. I have confirmation off, but it's just hyper sensitive right now. Having done these videos and all these different software versions, the sensitivity of the pressure on the driver's wheel is definitely something that changes with each software iteration. It does not stay the same. Sometimes it's hypersensitive like it is now, other times it barely even gives you warnings. Just depending on the software. Like when you fix one thing, something else happens. Well, that truck is getting close. And it knows it needs to get into the local lanes. Looks like we're going to have moderate traffic all the way to those local lanes because it's orange on the map. Yes, this is a long one, but we got to talk about a lot of things. And I'm going to do a video too at some point of the experience with, see how sensitive it is. Upgrade to MCU2 and full self-driving computer. Denise and I, my thoughts about that, like a summary video of that, because it's been a little while now and I can report on it, having had that other computer for almost 3.5 years. The differences. And of course, there's a Tesla battery day coming up. That's going to be fun. We will be reporting live on that. Another crash attenuator smashed. Ooh, man. There's accidents happen on those things on a regular basis. I'm telling you, if you watch these videos, you can see so many videos. There's brand new ones there, then they're all wrecked, then there's brand new ones wrecked. It's just like a revolving door. And of course, you know that there was a famous or infamous Tesla Model X accident in California. I think it was on the 405 where someone's Model X drove straight into one of those. Oh, it almost kicked me off. It's getting real sensitive. I'm not paying attention enough. Gotta stop talking to you guys. Alright, this is the American Legion Bridge. Whoa. We've got merging traffic, and we've got to get over. We've got to make sure we get onto those local lanes. Like, where'd the lines go? Wow, there's like no lines in the road here. Oh, see, well, we're yielding. My car yielded to that Prius. Now it's being very sensitive, starting back up again. A human would have started up faster than that. But we're letting the computer do its thing. Like I said, in previous situations, my car never would have yielded to these people. These guys are they driving off the road? No, that's an exit-only lane. I thought maybe that was a driving in the shoulder or something, but it's not. You can see all the cars. And there's a tire, a blown-out tire there on the right. My car is being very, very sensitive. There's a tire. Big shred of, like I guess it's like just truckers with the retreads. Something like that. There's the Potomac River. Now, we have to get into this local lane. Hopefully, AutoPilot will get it done. We're still set at 63 miles an hour, so pretty soon it's going to open it up. Just got to make sure to signal and jump over. Yes? Alright. So maybe that's a thing of the past. Oh, man. Alright, well. Oh. Interesting, it let me start it back up again. Huh. Maybe it quit on its own. Something must not have been right there. I guess we still don't have it 100%. So keep watching this video series. We will be doing more videos. We will be checking it out. Now we have to get over 2 lanes of traffic, get off the exit, and that's the end of our course. I think we're at like 33 minutes already. So thanks for hanging with me. And definitely, like I said, let me know your feedback. We got lots of trying to complete maneuver. Whoa, this ought to be interesting. All right, it's gonna have to slow me down because I think it knows where I have to get off. It's like right here. It's gonna miss the exit if this guy keeps blocking me. Oh, we're getting a solid line. Whoa, just barely made it. All right, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up and the bell for notifications, and we will see you in the next video. I gotta do that manually. It wasn't gonna get me all the way over. Bye.